And so I'm assuming that the idea is just not to leave this project behind, just because, yes, I wanted to know what you think, if it's a good idea just to follow up with it. Even though I'm not a huge fan of what I do. I mean, it's not a bad thing what I do, but it's just that I'm not a fan. I have been working in customer service like for over 10 years, so I'm exhausted. And I found this idea because I was frustrated. I was upset. I was like, these have to be better. And I started thinking, and I ran the idea with a friend of mine, and he was like, that sounds great. And I ran the numbers and everything. Oh, wow, you're right. Your company's actually losing money with this. And then I went to the vice president, and she was, agree with it. So I'm thinking that I should definitely follow up with it, just in case something might happen. And what about the LinkedIn stuff? Do you think I should follow up with that too, or I should just focus on the job thing to see what that takes me first, or both?
The LinkedIn stuff?
Yes. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out some stuff, like what is the demographic that I have to target my ads to, and what is, maybe some post or value that I can give them just besides the product that they're going to actually be paying for. I mean, it's not going to be like just snap your fingers and it's just going to come out and be great for you. I mean, I still have to work with it because it's a product. It's the same. It's a product that I know is validated because I know people need this stuff, but I'm not so sure about the demographic yet. I don't know what exactly is the people that I have to target for them to attract them to my website and to see if they're actually interested in this. So it takes a little bit of a work, but it's not like, because the product that's the product. It's the creation of your LinkedIn page and make it as proficient as possible. Because it's not only the fact that you created your page, it's also having the contacts that is going to make you available for all those opportunities in the social media of the professionals, So, I mean, it's kind of going through that path. And a lot of people is interested in it, like people that is in business, people that have, looking for a job. Mostly people that is looking for jobs is always, but exactly like what is their age? Like, how can I look them in Facebook? I don't think they have a link that says look for unemployed people. I don't think that's gonna happen in Facebook at all. So because I think that's the market, But where do you find the unemployees? They're just not. They're just unemployed.
So let's slow down here. I'm a little confused on. Can you give me a little bit more about what it is you're looking for?
Well, the LinkedIn thing is basically helping people to create a LinkedIn profile. There's a lot of people out there that they think that just because putting some things on their resume make their LinkedIn profile proficient enough. And
so
I believe
what is the core pain that you're looking to solve here? Is like
the core
people's ability to find employment?
Exactly. People that is looking to find employment through LinkedIn. And even though if they're not looking for employment, maybe they just want to refresh their resume or their profile on LinkedIn because they have, they just created a new course or they have a new job or they want to get more connections, things that I am able to do. If you have 200 connections, I can make it possible for you to get more target connections in a place that you would like to have. For example, if you're a person that is looking for a job in California, it's not worth it for you to have connections in New York. You need connections in California, so I will be able to create those connections for you, real connections, that you are going to be able to reach later in LinkedIn if you really need a job. One of the things that LinkedIn has is that if you don't have more than 500 connections, you are completely hidden. If you have 1, 3, 4, 5, 20 people that you know in LinkedIn because they're your closest, those are your connections, your professional connections. The only people that is going to be able to see your profile as a person that is looking for a job is the person are the people that is related directly to your connections. So as many people as you have on your system, as much people can see you, recruiters and people that is looking, for talent to hire. The way I was able to find my job here in the US was creating a system in my own LinkedIn that people was just looking for me. There was a point where I just didn't need to send a resume. The recruiters were calling me. And that's what I created with LinkedIn in my case. And that's why I became so good at it. And I'm able to provide that for people that is just, it's true, you have to be proactively doing some stuff, but instead of focusing on your interviews, the things that you're doing is looking for jobs in LinkedIn, and nothing is just coming out because you just don't have the right connections. So that's kind of the approach that I'm taking. But as I was saying before, like the demographic, the people that I have to target to, I'm not so sure where to find them. Like to whom I should speak with, to whom I should send emails, or what type of people I should target in Facebook if I'm gonna put, a little thing there like, oh, are you unemployed, or something like that, where people just click on it. But
well, and they don't even have to be unemployed. It's just, are you looking at a career change? Like, if somebody's in a job and they don't really care about it, like you want to move on to something different. And then this is a straight B2C thing, so pay-per-click ads I think would be very useful. Just lead them to a landing page. See if you can test the copy on that based on the pains that you're looking to solve. Yeah, that's what I would do. I wouldn't spend too much time on that. If you can get people to, click through, if you have a high enough click-through rate, I think that also means that people are not just looking for it, but they're interested in what you can do for them. It's then whatever's the offer on that landing page that's going to be the most important. And I would, see if you can find some sort of offer, like something that you can give just tips on how they could tweak it for free, that they would like provide you a contact or follow up with.
I'm sorry.
It's a PD.
The free
maybe
part.
you can just have a quick. What's that?
The free part. You say something about something free.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not going to give you my email address unless I'm getting something out of it, right?
Okay. So, yeah, exactly.
Help them out. Just pat someone on the back and say, "Here's a little hint in the right direction. Give me your email. I'll send it to you. I'll send you this PDF with 5, 6, 7 tips on what you can do to quickly improve your LinkedIn profile." And then while you got them on there, then you just start getting them in the Ferris wheel of offers of things that you can provide for them. That's a little bit more of an upgrade.
Yeah, like a nice Q report with valuable information for them that they can use to whether change some stuff in their LinkedIn and okay, because this is a situation with LinkedIn. You can do it by yourself, but it takes a while. For me, it took a while to do other stuff. And there's some people that they just say, hey, I'd rather, to prepare myself for many interviews that I have, that actually, be growing up my network in LinkedIn. I did that for like maybe 2 months because I did it by myself. I did it very organically. I started looking for people, but there's ways that you can accelerate this. And if you pay for a system, you don't have to do it by yourself, and that's basically what I'm offering, the easy way out.
Yeah. So hey, Aylin, so let me make sure I understand. You're just trying to figure out, should I focus on one thing or should I go ahead and do everything?
Yes, because I think both of them are very good opportunities. And I don't know, lately I'm seeing so much value and so abundance everywhere that it's very hard for me to focus on something.
Right. It sounds like you're going to know with this, conversation that you have with your manager, and if you're able to set up an appointment with the VP or with the CFO or whoever it is you need to talk to, it sounds like you're going to know pretty quickly whether that particular opportunity is going to, has legs, right?
Yes, definitely. For example, if I speak with them next week, and they're actually interested, I'm going to be, notified right away. If they're not, they're going to take a while to get back to me.
Right.
Because this is not the first time that I propose something in my company.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I know how they go. And so it's,
well, I was going to say, I mean, it just sounds like you don't necessarily need to make the decision until, it sounds like it might be made for you, right? You might, if they say no or they drag their feet or whatever, then you know, okay, I can focus more energy on LinkedIn stuff.
if they say no, I will hate them forever. No, I won't. But come on, you're losing $200,000 a year. You have to fix things. Come on.
Right.
Look, if they can't see the value in that, then it's like, that sounds like somebody I don't want to work with. So
Yeah,
you're not already that enthused. So it's either like, here, I'm helping you out. You can either take it or leave it. Like you don't need them that badly. You want to find somebody that has like a white hot pain. Like, here, fucking solve this for me now.
Right.
You don't want to have someone that's going to hem and haw over like, well, I don't know, we've been doing this for 20 years. You know, like you want someone that's going to take action when you present them easy numbers they can digest.
Exactly. But and you're right. I mean, honestly, if this just don't come out, I'm just gonna bounce out of there because honestly, I cannot take it anymore.
So the solution
That's my deal. So we can start talking about other people. That's fine.
I will ask one question. The solution you have, if they say no, is it viable to move it into other businesses, competitors?
It could be. It could be 100%, definitely. And that's other idea that I have. You know that my third thing that I'm doing, kind of, is looking for my other niche. So I was thinking if they just say no, I could start working and looking for other people that might say yes. But because I know there's a pain in there, and I could try to validate it with other companies and see where that takes me to see if I can actually create something for them. As we were saying in the whole foundation, the home health system is just so wide, and I might be able to find something in there. And definitely, yes, Philip, I could try to put that idea somewhere else and try to sell it to the best people out there.
And then sell it back to them for even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Alan. Anything else? Anything else you're struggling with? I'm gonna try and move it along since we're already like 35 minutes into it.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. Jonathan, tell me about your week, man. How was the negotiation process moving along?
So I don't know if you guys have picked up on my energy today, but kind of get resentful. So I finally got a conference call with Carl, his attorney, my attorney for today. And long story short, Carl joined the call. His attorney never did. So it probably cost me $150 to get nowhere. So
wow.
I'm just kind of in a resentment thing right now. I feel like the writing is on the wall about how unavailable Carl is at times, and I feel like the miscommunication with his attorney was kind of a play because he really doesn't want to pay for the attorney, and so I'm just kind of pissed off about it, And at the end of the day, we're down to the same 2 points that we were down to last time, but it's going to take my attorney walking his attorney through it, so Carl feels comfortable executing.
He's just
go on.
He's just very smart. I mean, not smart. He's just mean. He just wants for you to pay the whole thing, or trying for you to pay it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I paid for the attorney to prepare the agreement, but his attorney has to advise him. And he was actually trying to get me to pay for that. I'm like, dude, we talked about this. You need to get your own legal guidance. I get mine. We meet together. But there's just two things. One is indemnification, which basically means Carl's selling me a product that he's going to make a shit ton of money for, but he's indemnifying the product. So if I get sued down the road based on something from him, a patent infringement or something on his end, I shouldn't have to take on the legal fees for that. And basically, it's just he needs to stand by that product. And his lawyer pushed back and said, don't do it. And the other one is back to the thing we talked about last week, which is the code. Basically, if he dies, bails, something, how do I continue to do business? So that's really not an issue. It's just that we have to explain that to Carl that it's not an issue. He doesn't really get it. So is there a weird echo going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, let me. I'll go back to my headphones. 1 second. Shit. I'll try to go back to the headphones.
Or maybe if you just turned your volume down.
Yeah, now I'll just go with the headphones. Is that cool?
Yeah, no, that works.
But outside of that, things are good. I finally pulled the trigger this weekend and hired a VA, started the appropriate email process, got a list going, and I've been doing 40 emails a day, and I'm getting, out of 40 emails, I'm probably getting 5 responses out of that, but I haven't gotten any demos out of it. So I wanted to ask you guys, with the appropriate email process, if I'm getting responses and I'm getting opens, should I be changing it up and A-Bing at this early stage in the game? I'm only on day 3. I think I've sent, the first day I did 20, and then I did 40 and 40. So I've done 100 emails so far.
And you've gotten how many responses?
Maybe 10%, a little bit less. 10 responses.
That's a pretty good response rate, I feel.
This is just the initial one, you know.
Yeah.
You're just worried because they're not getting back to you. I mean, that you're not getting demos out of it.
Right, I'm not getting any traction. I had a couple of people, now I do need to tell you that I shot really high, and I think I'm shooting above my market. But what I did is I found a list of the top, I think it's 187 hotel management companies. Now this is in the entire United States, so they might own over 100 hotels. They're in that list, so even the guy I actually tried to sell to a guy that was at the very, very bottom of that list, and he designed his own solution that to outbid me 10 years ago. So these guys might not be my market, but I'm just shooting high. If nothing else, I might build a relationship with them. I did have a demo with someone else. I finally had a good demo today. Nothing happened out of that, but I did get a founding member payment yesterday that I've been chasing for a while. That was only $400, but it.
Was that the guy you thought was going to flake?
What?
Was that the guy you thought was going to flake out?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I got him to pay. There's another one that I got on the hook, so I'm trying, but I'm getting into the fear thing. So I actually, and let's keep all this between us, but I actually had to stop development with Ed. My money is gone on Friday. And so all of the rebranding is done. The server is set up. The testing environment is done as of Friday, or will be done on Friday. But the last piece, which is the average logic, is going to cost me about $2,000, and I don't have the money to pay for that right now. And so, and that's part of my frustration. If I have to back out, or Carl and I can't see eye to eye, I just spent all of my money on modifying a product that I don't even own. So it's kind of, I feel like I backed myself into a corner. I got to take responsibility for it.
You got a great idea. The fact that you went to call, I thought was fantastic. So don't feel bad about that. And yes, you might feel like you're right now in a corner, but you are a cashing machine. Every time that I see you on Facebook, you're getting money from a pre-sale. So those $2,000 is going to be just like that. Don't worry about it. It's just $2,000 that you need.
Right.
How many customers do you really need? Like 3 more, or maybe 4 more?
I mean, I got the amount of money that I need. I got from one customer from one phone call. So I've done a $5,000 pre-sale, and I've done a $2,500 pre-sale. So I need 6 properties at 6 months each. I got 1 of those already today, or yesterday.
Okay.
So I need 5 more properties at $416 each, and then I'm good.
And then you're good.
then
And
I'm
it
good.
could
Yeah.
happen also, as you were saying, that one of these people want to pay a little bit more, right?
Some of them have upgraded, yes. Yeah. So, and that's part of my to-dos that I got bumped back because, I mean, shit always takes longer than you expect it to. But
Mm-hmm.
one of them is to go back and have calls with my founding members, my earlier guys, and just kind of give them an update to tell them where I'm at with the development and also kind of talk about the cash flow in a delicate way, but to see if they want to bring on other properties. Most of this solution is really only good if you've got multiple properties. I mean, it's good if you got one property, but that's not really my target. It's guys that have multiple properties that really need that control. And most of the early guys that came on for 1 6-month investment. It's not going to help them in the big picture of their portfolio. So if I can get them to upgrade and add a couple more properties, I'll probably be in better
And they're
shape.
doing this just to test it out, basically, right? To see
Right.
if it'll work.
Exactly.
Could you offer them a bigger discount by asking them to bring more on board? I'm not sure what your overall cash flow situation looks like, but
It's the pricing is the same, 30% off whether you do 6 months or a year. But if you pay for 6 months, you get 1 month free. If you pay for a year, you get 2 months free. And there is a price break if you do 3 or more properties. You pay less for 3. The price break goes down on the 4th property and goes down again on the 10th property. So, I mean, I feel like it's, it depends on what time of day you talk to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm so fucking close I can taste it, and then other times I'm like, this is so daunting. It's not going to work out. But anyway, just moving on from that. As a side thing, that ROI calculator thing I was telling you about, I had reached out to a web developer probably a month ago, and he finally got back to me, and he's going to make that into a plugin for WordPress. And I'm going to try to see if I can monetize that, where people could, as a lead gen. So, I don't even know what to ask for it. I was thinking $20 or something like that, but you pay for this widget and you drop it into your WordPress site, and then anybody selling anything that has an ROI kind of a factor could use that as a selling tool. And the cool thing is, if a visitor comes by my site and fills it out, it's going to be like a customized report, like, in other words, find out where you're losing money kind of a thing. It sends the visitor a PDF of the report, but it'll also send the site owner a PDF of the report. So now it's an immediate lead for me to go after that person that just filled out that lead. I got to market it, or that person has to market that page. But it's a good selling tool. So, if you can get people to kind of ask people some questions and then, get them, whatever, use social networking or something to get over to your site to fill this out, then they could be like, holy shit, I'm losing $2,000 a year on X.
Hey, Jonathan, I want that.
What? Well, I'll send you the free version, the Excel version. But let me know if do you is that something like $20? Is that something that you would pay for WordPress?
I think you could make the case for more than that.
Yeah, it depends on where I see it and how the offer is made. If I'm seeing it just in like the WordPress add-on stuff, I'd probably be like $5 maybe. But if you're like actually on a landing page that's explaining to me like the actual return on value and how this page is going to help you follow up with leads because they have actual numbers that are useful for that specific prospect, then it's like, oh, so I should be paying like $100 a month for this thing to have it. I'm it's totally about the environment of where I'm hit with that offer, I think.
Got it.
At least for me, anyway.
I mean, I think if it's a one-time thing, definitely you should charge more than $20. If it's just like they're just paying for it and they own it,
right?
I don't know how a month to month would be awesome. I don't know how that would work though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a good opportunity for the test the waters. The guy's going to build it for me for $350.
Nice.
And then I'm done. And it's something I kind of want on my site anyway. So it's like I was going to pay somebody to code it for me in PHP, and I was like, well, maybe I can just build a plugin out of it and monetize it. So I'm going to give it a shot. But I'll share it with you guys. Let me know if you see any problems with it or if you have any suggestions. But and I was thinking,
I wonder if there's a way to create more value with it too, that you could charge more.
There's two thoughts that I had with it. One is make it database driven. So now the site owner, every time somebody comes by and completes that form, now you start to capture common things. So you could actually look at trends. You know, if it's utilities or whatever it is that they're inputting. And the other one is, if you think about some companies, they might have a whole arsenal of products that they're offering. So a pro version, if you will, might be that they can have a separate calculator for every product that they have. Because it automatically, you have, here's where you're losing money, and then here's how my product solves that problem, and so your ROI is 10x or 20. You're paying $119 a month for my product, but you're spending $3,000 a month, so your ROI is X. And it just does it for them automatically. They just fill it out in the configuration. But again, that was just literally a side thought. I'm just trying to. I'm kind of getting scared financially for the household. So I was just, what can I do to monetize quickly that doesn't take a lot of my time?
Right.
Building a landing page is going to take me a little bit of time. I can do it, but I've got to, that'll distract me. And the other thing, and I don't want to take up, it's already 8:50, is I did reach out. Chris Wackerman was an IMIS consultant. It's an association software consultant. And he gave me some guidance, and I reached out to a former consultant that I used to work with, and I might be able to get some consulting gigs that way. Kind of not heavy lifting, but doing a lot of the back end stuff to help other people out, just to bring some income in. So anyway, that's just a little bit of a win that way, to have a little bit of that stress, at least the potential of less financial stress on the horizon.
Jonathan, I'm going to ask 2 questions quick.
Yeah.
Your email that you're sending out, are you getting people to visit your founding members page, and are you including that report you did a while ago? Are you still doing it?
I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's it.
Okay, so I honestly, in QuickMail, I haven't even checked the stats on click-throughs on that. Am I doing that in QuickMail, or do I go to my website to check on that?
I think you go to your website, but I think that page is great, where you have the founding members and people can put a name to a face and all that stuff. I think that's a great page if you can get people there. It's social proof. And then you did a report a while ago, which, if I remember, was quite good. So are you still using that with people?
I haven't. I still have the report. It's still there, but I haven't done anything with it. I don't know how you would incorporate that into the appropriate person email. But the first part is the link to the founding member page is in that first paragraph of the appropriate person. So several AHOA board members, past chairman, and regional ambassadors have signed on as founding members, and it's a link.
Yeah. Okay.
But how would you suggest I put the industry report, top 5 pains the hoteliers face today? Would you put that in the first or the follow-up, or how would you do it?
I don't know. It immediately gives you credit in the industry. Even if they don't follow up, if it's somewhere there, here's my latest report or something, and revise the date or something.
Yeah. Do you have a follow-up, like a second email thing?
I just followed kind of the suggestions that Jeremy did. So it's just, the first one is your pitch. The second one is, hey, just wanted to make sure you got the email, or that kind of a thing. And the third one is just following up on the emails I've sent you, in the last week or so. And they're very, very simple. But I guess the QuickMail process is it takes your original email and forwards that, so you're just doing a 1-liner or 2-liner on top of that. So I think it does re-ask the question. Are you the appropriate person to talk to? If so, how does your calendar look?
I don't know. It would be great if you could get people to read that report, because it definitely establishes you as an industry expert.
I could easily add a blurb, or maybe even make that part of my.
You could just have a 1-liner like, I've been talking with people in X industry, and then looking to find common problems, and like you would have common like linked, and then that would take you to this page where it's like all these common problems, and then your report.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Not more than like one sentence though. You don't want to go on and on about it. It's like if they're interested about common problems, they click on that.
Good ideas, guys. Thank you. All right, move on past me, man. It's 8:54. Sorry.
Philip, you're on deck. Tell us about your week.
Relatively quiet week. I am refining my niche, and I think I've niched down a little bit. The target niche right now is still related to my day job and the business I work for. And we sell a lot of products to artisans. When I say artisans, it's concrete architectural elements. So someone wants a fireplace surround, or someone wants a concrete sink, or anything like that, right? And many of them are classed as either fabricators or artisans, depending on how you want to see them, or the latest, I guess, term would be a maker. And so I spoke to a guy last week, just in kind of idea extraction slash validation, and he was absolutely on board. I didn't get any money because I guess I didn't ask, and he's more of a colleague than he's a peer in the industry, I guess. And I have a call set up tomorrow to talk to someone. And I'm happy that I niched down, because this is something I think could be brought back up and shared with other industries on the artisan level. Really, the idea is that too many artisans are artisans and not business people, and don't track time and inventory and materials and all these things, and creating a simple solution for, I'll call them an artist, to run a business using an iPad or an iPhone is pretty much the idea. So I'm going through validation. I have the support of my business behind me to do that. We'll see where it goes. That's
congrats on the successful call yesterday, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's moving. I'm taking my time, I think.
So anything frustrating or you're struggling with?
Well, this is our busiest time of the year, so we do mostly pigments for pools, and this is peak construction time. So its production is at peak, and just finding time for myself is the struggle right now.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I'm having balance issues too with like work and trying to find time for biz. All right. Well, I'll move on to myself real fast. Took Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and left for San Francisco. Had a bunch of fun in the Bay Area over the 4th. Met up with Amar and Arun from ZenMade. We got to watch soccer in Amar's downtown office where he works for a startup for his day job. Talked to a bunch of shop and just like hung out. It was a lot of fun. Tried to meet up with a couple other people from the foundation, but it was just such a short trip. It was tough to find time to connect. But now that I'm back, I'm sending out a bunch of emails again. I've kind of burned through all my warm leads, and so now I'm starting with cold leads again. So seeing if I can just like bring up the same pain points for my industry, which is affordable housing providers. I'm really having a struggle on balance with time too. Like the last couple of days have just been insane at my office. Like Tuesday I was there from like 8 in the morning till 10:30 at night. Today I got out at 6, so it wasn't a full like entire day, but still later than I would like. So I need to get back to a happy balance. And I'm looking to figure out something to do. So I have a cat, and we're having issues with the cat. The cat's been like defecating and urinating in spots around the house, and so I gotta either get rid of the cat or end up moving and risking the same issue at another spot. So I need to figure out something to do with the pet. So that's a pain in the ass. Not really sure what to do with that. I don't know. I had a meeting with yeah, there you go. I had a meeting with Matei. Matei was just hired on, so I had a meeting with him on Thursday morning before I left on my trip, and we just lined out some things I can work on, mostly around like getting my info pack just kind of honed in together, and then we're gonna go over some like sales pitch stuff here tomorrow morning and see if we can hone it in a little better again. He's been really working with me on like doing an exercise called the theater of the mind. Did I explain that last time, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that's been really helpful on just like kind of re-imprinting how I see sales and what that means to me on more of an emotional level, so that I'm less adverse to picking up the phone and less adverse to like talking about money. So that's been really helpful. Other than that, I'm feeling burned out, I'll be honest. I'm just like at a low point for energy right now. I need to find a way to like recharge and get back in the game. Part of it's just like feeling deflated on not getting my first pre-sale yet. Part of it's just too many hours at my day job. So, need to find balance. You guys are here for me though, I know it. So.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got. Not much I need help with this week. I think I just need to, I know what I need to do as far as like just getting time devoted to it and just taking time to breathe and say, okay, center, have a phone call, be present, not feel rushed with all the other distractions and busyness that goes on. So.
When you say you get back to sending emails, is that process automated for you, so it can be running while you're doing these fucking 14-hour days at work?
Yeah. So like it's more like the follow-up emails I'm thinking. So like when somebody like stops the process and I actually like engage with somebody that responded, like someone just sent one to me. And look at it. Okay. Oh, what was it today? They said, not sure if I could be much help. I'm fairly new. Last year was my first year solo, but I have to say most all of it is frustrating. So that's a good start. So somebody that's fairly new to the industry might have a good objective view of saying, like, I don't understand this, and none of this makes sense. And what my product does is really just help somebody organize and share their information in-house. Did I explain at all what I do? I think I did on the first call, but just to give you an idea, I have like a market of affordable housing procurement officers, so the guys that do all the purchasing for like large things. For the most part, it's usually something related to properties that they rent out and manage. So like new roofs, or they got to repair a driveway, or somebody trashes the place, they have to do a whole new interior renovation. They have to like go through a whole process. And so what this does for somebody, instead of like getting contracts and keeping track of all the documentation with federal funds on paper, like instead of doing it by hand and like physically having pieces of paper that you store everywhere, it'd just be a file system that would be electronical and virtual. So, and right now there's nothing on the market for it that's devoted to procurement for affordable housing. There are other procurement modules, but nobody I have found uses one because it's not specific to the industry. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if I can set up a time with this person. I emailed them back, but they didn't get back to me today, so I'll try and call tomorrow and see if that's a better way to roll. So,
yeah, hump their leg a little bit. Just be like, oh man, you're exactly who I need to talk to. I don't want to talk to the old veterans, that are all jaded and stuck in their ways. I want to talk to new blood, whatever.
Actually, that's a good approach. That is a really good approach. Make them feel like they're
the asset. Yeah. They are. It's like you want to talk to everybody. You want to talk to the vets. You also want to talk to the newbies and get their take on it.
Definitely.
Awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting good responses. I think I just need to keep on keeping on. So, but now we're at a point where does anyone want to throw out any sort of challenge, consequences, that sort of thing to keep yourself accountable, or a specific goal for the upcoming week? This is where the power of the group can be really helpful. I would like to throw one out just to start off the ball and saying, I want to pitch to somebody within the next week and then record it and then give you guys feedback. And if I don't do that and throw out a link that's recorded, I will do an IE call for, well, does anyone need an IE call or anything like that?
I can always use an IE call.
All right, I'll throw one out there for Jeff and take time out of my busy day to get one done for Jeff. Okay.
I appreciate it.
So, you guys have heard it. It's recorded. And if I don't carry it and follow through, you guys get to hold my feet to the fire next week about it. Anyone else want to put a fire under their ass?
Let's see. I want to send out, between now and the time that we talk next, I think I want to send out at least 200 targeted emails between now and when we talk. And Jonathan, I could use your help here in terms of just the kinds of messages you're sending out, because I just like to see the templates you're using to send these out and kind of what but yeah, and I'll return the favor, Kevin. If I don't do that, I will do an IE call for you.
Cool. Who else? Anyone else have anything you want to throw on the table?
I'll go. I wrote down on my thing here, collect $2,500 in pre-sales, but I keep on remembering that it's not about the results, it's about the process, right? So
yeah.
So I'm going to stick to 50 emails per day, and which means I have to keep my VA busy. So I started that today with another database, but I'm going to continue to tweak that, and let me say, well, and I wrote down finalize agreement with Carl. It's out of my control. I'm going to certainly push the shit out of that and try to stay on top of that, but that's on there. And then and I'm going to say I'm going to try to do at least 3 calls per day, and that's anything, milking, warm leads, it's some fire under somebody's ass or whatever, but I'll do at least 3 phone calls today, picking up the phone, or following up on people that responded or something. So
awesome.
Okay, and my punishment, you're gonna laugh, but it's a big one for me. I fucking hate shaving, so I will shave every day for a week. And I've almost thrown my razor away. I actually bought one of those beard trimmers that gives me the 5-day shadow. So
see, I want a selfie of all the days that you're doing it.
You got it.
Actually, what about Jonathan? What about shaving your head?
Yeah, that is so not gonna happen. Oh. That's almost like running naked, And it's funny. It's funny that you say that because my wife, I was asking her for some ideas on punishments, and she said, if you took a picture in the morning with your hair looking all like Einstein and shit, she's like, you're so vain. If you promise to post that on Facebook for everybody to see or something like that, but I don't know if I could do that, But just a really compromising photo. I don't know. I'm gonna start small though. I'm gonna start with the shave, and I'll up the bar a little bit next week if I have to.
Yeah, okay. I've never seen you clean shaven. So I'll vouch for that.
All right.
That's awesome.
What you got, Philip?
I'm gonna bow out and take it easy and just get back into this at a pace.
Now you don't have to set any consequences necessarily. Is there anything that you're looking to do that you'd like to just verbally tell yourself out loud, just to help you keep balance, or?
To me, it's talking to more people. I have a database of 600 or 800 people, so it's just setting them up and talking to people, and that's it.
Okay. Cool. And Aylin, do you want to throw anything down that you would like to do in the next week? She's good.
Yes, something very quickly. I will define next week. And I mean, of course, if I have to speak with CFO and people that they just don't have time for me, probably. I mean, I depend on other people to do the stuff, but either way, I'm gonna try my best to actually speak with the CFO next week.
Yeah, so you could just okay. So just attempt to schedule a meeting.
Like crazy.
It's awesome.
Do you guys have enough time to really just like throw out ideas for a team name? Because I wanted to get Slack open and set up for us. I want to put a team name so that it's like, because you basically set up a special URL for Slack for a group, and it's it just makes sense to put your team name .slack.com. What do you guys think for team names?
Some good ones.
Yeah, Jeff had. Sounds like Aylin really liked Legion. What do you guys think about Legion?
I love it.
There it is. Yeah, he had HiveMind. What's the MM5 thing?
Just MasterMind 5.
5 people. Got it. I really like Boom. I just
Or
love
it could
Boom.
be MI5.
I like that. That's
MI5.
MI5.
The cheese is kind of cool, though, you know?
The what is kind of cool?
The cheese, you know, like MI5, you know, it's just feel like I'm watching, you know, something on Netflix or something.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny is I see Jeff's name with the numbers, but the first name is Diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, team diapers.
Yeah, I guess really think about that. That's when you got to think about it.
I don't know. I don't think I could be MI5 unless somebody in the group buys an Aston Martin.
Well, that's part of the reason for being in this
we're all
group.
going to buy
True.
Aston Martin.
Exactly, is to generate the money to buy MI5s. We'll all have like matching.
True that.
Or at least
Phil,
an ascot.
Phil, what do you see on the list that you like?
I like Boom. Boom 5. I don't know.
Or
Boom.
Kevin, yours was hot sauce and Rubicon?
Yeah, hot sauce and Rubicon. And Rubicon is like taking a decisive decision without like being able to turn back.
Ooh. I like the pitch there.
Moving forward, no turning back.
Yeah, so my vote would be either HiveMind, Boom, or Rubicon. Hot sauce to me reminds me of a software that restaurants use for like a host stand or something.
What is Rubicon? What is Rubicon? What is it?
It's when who was it? Was it Caesar? No, who crossed the Rubicon?
Yeah, it was a river. It's the name of a river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Caesar. Caesar like led troops across this river, and it's like if we do this, there's no turning back.
Right.
I like it too. It's beautiful.
All right, so 2 votes for Rubicon.
3.
3.
Yeah, I'm down with Rubicon. That's good.
All right, officially Team Rubicon, I think.
Rubes.
Yes. I like it.
Yay!
Okay. Cool.
I could see us mistyping that though, like Team Rubs or something, you know.
We'll just
I gotta get my rubs in tonight.
so if we're gonna type it, just make sure you add the E, just or not. So,
Good, yeah. This is all good feedback. I didn't think about these. It's like naming a kid and not thinking about all the nicknames that he's going to get called or she's going to get called.
right.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. No,
Alright,
I like it.
I'm going to send out a link for you guys to check out. We can use it as an open channel, like put comments in there throughout the day, and so there's less like group email stuff that gets wrapped up. Not that I don't mind email, I think that works fine, but something to try out. This is going to be a trial. If we like it for a month, we'll keep it going. If it's worthless, we'll drop it. Sound cool?
Good.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Well, look, Jeff,
Hey.
happy almost birthday. Aylin, safe travels back
Thank you.
to Merca.
Awesome, guys.
All right,
Have
take
fun.
care.
All right. Good night, guys.
Love you guys. Good night.
Good night.
All right.